volunteers. It now gives me a great deal of pleasure to introduce someone who really needs no introduction, but has been a true friend of mine. I got to know him last year and have visited with him. I talk with him on the phone regularly. As you know, he has put himself forward to run to be our next congressman from the 10th Congressional District. I would like to just say a brief word because, John, I'm going to have you come up here and say a few words, but yes, I do see her. Marilyn is here with you, your wonderful wife, and I can tell you that we could never do what we do without the support from our spouses, and everywhere I go, John, I see your lovely wife, Marilyn. So, Marilyn, thank you so much. But I just want to tell you that this man is the real deal. He's going to be our next congressman from the 10th District. He's there because he believes in the values and principles that we hold dear to our heart. He understands the importance of transportation. He understands the need for a world-class education system. He understands taking care of our environment, and I can promise you, when he's in office, we won't have legislators, most of whom are men, telling women what they should and shouldn't be doing with their bodies. So without further ado, it is a great privilege and an honor to introduce my friend, Mr. John Foust. Thank you all so much.
Good evening, everyone. You know, I was going to try to be funny and say something like, I know it's getting late, but they saved the best to last. But then I looked at who came ahead of me, and I knew you'd never believe that. What a wonderful group of Democratic leaders we've had here tonight. Jerry Conley is doing a spectacular job in the House. He was a great chairman of the board. I got to serve with him 1 year, and I learned an awful lot. And I'm looking forward to going to Washington and learning a whole lot more from one of the best congressmen we have in this nation. Mark Warner, you had the, am I lucky or what? I'm on the same ticket with Mark Warner. It's like, wow. Looking forward to that. Ralph Northam, I'm so proud to call him a friend. I was so happy to work for him last year, and I'm so proud of what he's been accomplishing in Richmond. And Jim Moran, my man, I love Jim Moran. I'll tell you, I tell everybody, every day has been a good day since I got into this race. Things are going so well. And then I always catch myself and say, well, with one exception. And that was the day I was riding to work and I heard on the radio that Jim Moran was retiring. And that was not a good day. I really look forward to serving with you, Jim, but I know that you got my back, and I know that I can always come to you for advice and help, and I really appreciate everything you've done for me up to this point, and I wish you all the best in retirement. You deserve it. If anybody deserves it, you do. Thanks for all you've done for us. Fairfax County Democrats, you've been so good to me for so long, and I know you're going to help me in this major, major challenge we've taken on, but I promise you this, together, we will win this seat. I promise you that. I got into this race. Those of you who know me well know that I absolutely love being on the Fairfax County Board of Supervisors. It's a great job. We get something done every day. We work together. We build consensus. We solve problems. And I love the job, but when I looked at what was happening in Washington, D.C., and I got encouragement from the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee to get in the race, I realized that I had to run for Congress. I had to see if I could bring some of the Fairfax problem-solving, consensus-building, get things done attitude to Washington, and that's what I'm going to do. I was I was born in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, which is a steel mill town, and I was the first person in my family to go to college. And when I went to college, I worked in the steel mills and on the railroad to pay for it because my dad and my mother couldn't afford to send me. And then I went to work full-time, but I got an MBA and a law degree at night. And I tell you that story because I did that knowing one thing. I knew that if I worked hard, I could get ahead. And there was opportunity waiting for me in this country. All I had to do was apply myself, work hard, and I could get ahead. And I am running for Congress because I don't believe that that same opportunity is available today. I don't believe this country is making the investments that we need to make in job creators like infrastructure and education and research and development, the types of things that create opportunity for everyone, not just those who have had it handed to them. And so I am running so that everyone will have an opportunity to achieve and have the educational and work experience that I and many of you have had. I also believe that, Congress, the Republicans have just simply gotten so far right. It's so inappropriate what they're trying to do with government, how they're trying to control your lives, the health care decisions of women. We've got to take that away from Washington. We've got to give it back to the women so they can make their own health care decisions. We've got to create a society where discrimination is not accepted by anyone. And we start by, looking at the workplace, and we've got to eliminate discrimination in the workplace, whether it's race, creed, color, sex. We've got to make it marriage equality universal across the country, and everyone's got to be able to marry the one they love. And we've got to look at, we know that elections are choices, right? We're going to, I was a lawyer for 30 years approximately, and in every case I handled, in every dispute I got involved in, I was a litigator, I always looked for a win-win. I wanted to find a way for the other side to come out ahead so that I could get a good deal for my client. Both sides win. That's not how elections work. This is either or. And I'll hold myself out as the either. The Republicans last Saturday decided to nominate Barbara Comstock as the or. Barbara Comstock was named by the Washington Post as one of the most conservative members of the Virginia House of Representatives. That's scary. That Republican crowd down there is about as conservative as it gets, and she was picked as one of the most conservative. They also called her a sycophant for Rush Limbaugh. I have never in my life seen a editorial designate someone a sycophant, let alone for someone like Rush Limbaugh. We have got to make sure Barbara Comstock is not representing Virginia 10 come January 2015. And I got to tell you, the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee put us on the red to blue because they know we're going to win, we can win this. There are those who have looked at Barbara Comstock over the years and they've said, well, she can raise money. And for that reason, they give her this aura of maybe she can't be beat. Well, I got to tell you something, folks. We raised more money than Barbara Comstock last quarter. We are going to win this, and the reason we're going to win this is because of great Democrats like you. I know you're not going to let this seat slip through our fingers. I know you're not going to let that happen. I promise you, I'm not going to let that happen. Marilyn and I are on the campaign trail every day, and we're going to be there until November 4th, and we're going to win this seat. Thank you.